Greetings and God bless. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I just want to do a little video about for anybody who might be deep down in their heart questioning the mask, the lockdowns, and the injections. And thank you so much for thinking about it. I know it must be very difficult because of such pressure and we're supposed to be very careful about what media we expose ourselves to. And so I thank you so much for even clicking on this video. And I want to say that and it's like how so I am, full disclosure, I am I believe I studied conscious breathing. There's this great book called Conscious Breathing by Hendricks, Gay Hendricks. It's a wonderful book. From what I recall, we breathe and we exhale 250,000 times a day. And the whole purpose of exhaling, do you know what the purpose of exhaling is? It's like our respiration is one of our detoxification pathways. So when we cover, like when I was a little child and there would be a Halloween costume, I couldn't handle that mask. And I have multiple chemical sensitivity, and I'll wear when things are really bad, I'll wear a mask. I'll move into a new place and they'll have used a balm, like a scent balm, to a fragrance kind of thing, and I can't breathe. So it's like I can't breathe because of the chemicals, and I can't breathe because of the mask. And then with lockdowns, so I couldn't handle that either. And so I just didn't go where things were, where things were required, where suffocation was required. And also, on a minor note, I can't. My hearing, I have a hard time when there's a lot of noise, background noise, and when somebody's a soft speaker, and then when they're wearing a mask. So this past like 2 years, I barely know what people are saying. I mean, I hear one word and then I extrapolate what the sentence out of what one word. I mean, even when people were unmasked, and I could hardly understand sometimes the soft spoken, mumbly kind of person. And the person who speaks under their breath and mumble, that seems to be those who are serving the public right now. And I feel so bad for frontline workers. I mean, the people who are at the grocery stores and the fast food places and whatnot. They have endured such inhumane working conditions by having to suffocate themselves, because there is over 98% recovery rate for people. And but I won't get into that because you've probably clicked off by now. But if you have any doubts about suffocating yourself or injecting yourself with genetic modification technology, please look into that more. What has taken over the world, and I don't understand how. I mean, I do understand, but I still don't understand. It's a cult. This masking and injection is this ritual cult. And what occurred, what I believe, and this is just my theory. I excuse me. I don't no other formal expert has said, but from what I understand, so when there was that situation where the person in the uniform was had their knee to somebody's neck. So there's that term called taking the knee. And we then saw Nancy Pelosi and her crew taking a knee. And so it's a ritual, and it's a ritual in that cult, because those who run things are part of an organized religion, and it's a worldwide religion, and it's a satanic religion, but I won't go into that. And so when that taking the knee happened in Minneapolis, I think it was some type of witchcraft. And we think of witchcraft as, the tale of Newt and whatever. But if you look at the origins, the root of propaganda came from like some Nazi SS Gestapo guy. And the Nazis were really into the occult. So propaganda is actually just a modern word for witchcraft. And so that taking the knee situation, I believe, was a ritual, a witchcraft kind of thing. Because it just was there's so much weird stuff about it. And in the same month, the same situation happened in Paris. So it was same ritual, and I suspect it happened in other places. I have not seen other pictures, but I did see a picture, and I'll maybe use that for the thumbnail on this. So maybe folks, because if you look at what cults do, and the thing is, there's yoga cults where sometimes there's just a cult of personality that's very toxic. Like I used to be a new age liberal, and so I would do volunteer work exchanges at different places, and I had did an exchange on the East Coast, and it's called Kripalu. And it was some parts were great. My fellow volunteers were great. There was definitely some weird, hypocritical, probably illegal stuff going on. And what was interesting is that Kripalu, when working there, like, you were sweeping, like, imagine, like, like, you this is the bathroom floor, and every hour you're sweeping the bathroom floor. Okay. And I wonder if that was some sort of compulsive trying to sweep away what had happened, because Kripalu was an ashram, and I didn't even really know. I mean, you kind of get the sense with the name, but the guru of that ashram, like, seduced some of the people there, and he absconded with the money. It destroyed the ashram, just like any spiritual leader, like Derek Prince. Like, people love Derek Prince. I mean, even really established organizations still love Derek Prince, but he was involved in a huge financial scandal that devastated his church, that devastated people's relationship with God. You know, so whether it's a Christian or whether it's a yoga kind of leader, like, there's some really messed up people. And so in the problem is when there's a cult like that, that's what is so hard on people. And that's why there has to be some type of dialogue. It can't be just this one-sided thing. It can't be, you have to wear masks or die. You have to get injected or die, or be punished. Like we can't have a totalitarian mentality, whether it's a yoga ashram or whether it's a Christian, guy leader, or whether it's a government. And what's so bizarre to me is that my friends who are like, independent and whatnot, or eat organic and stuff, but they're into this totalitarian do or die kind of thing. Like you either do it or you're garbage. You should die. I mean, just when the masks first started out, I had a friend telling me that I should die because I don't believe in the masks. So, anyways, what I'm trying to say is what has taken over the world is this cult. And if you have doubts about the masks or the injections, your doubts are well founded. And there's a part of you with integrity that is trying to that has integrity and trying to warn you. And so please, just like my message is please keep educating yourself about what is a cult, and do you see cult like behavior? Because people who are in a cult don't realize they're in a cult. Nobody wants to be in a cult, you know um like I've like when I was I think it was at was it at yeah, it was at when I was at Kerpalo. They had this, I think it was Kerpalo. Was it Kerpalo, or no, it was at Mount Madonna. And they had a phrase, oh, I'm just having a hard time remembering. It was one of those places. And so the ashram had a Jai Bhagwan. I don't know what it meant. Um, but everybody would say it, right? And it's like it's like saying hooga booga, and you don't know what hooga booga means. And I mean, no offense to that, you know, but so people are doing this face covering, and they're doing this injection like a ritual because they don't know. We don't know the injection ingredients in full. We don't know the exact consequences of children wearing a mask from birth onward. We don't know. I mean, and I mean, the average person doesn't know. Those of us who have been looking into it, we know, and it's extremely shocking. And there's the cult mentality. I mean, there's people who don't wear shoes at all. So are we a cult of all of us who wear shoes and we're not grounding with the earth like the people who go barefoot? And we think the people who are barefoot are just very eccentric. Glasses, okay. Some people don't wear glasses, and they see well, and their emotions are really healthy, because emotions are tied into um, like your vision. So, are they a cult, or are we a cult that wear glasses? There's some people who never cut their hair, because it gives them energy to have, like long hair, and they're tapped into the etheric energy. So are they in the cult, or are we in the cult of they cutting our hair, for the 3D reality when it's hindering our etheric body or something like that? So there's so many cults we're probably a part of that we don't even realize, and it's no shame to to realize something. Just like, you've probably realized things before, like when you were maybe eating McDonald's all the time and you decided to start eating healthier. McDonald's is kind of I mean, we call it mainstream, but it's I mean, I guess I don't want to call it a Democrat, I don't want to call it a cult, but, like some people would say paleo is a cult, rather than junk food. Nobody really is saying junk food is a cult, but Anyway, I just want to just thank you so much for considering. Maybe the face covering is not perfect or good. I'm just grateful that you're looking into it, and I just encourage you to also just watch some videos about what people who have been in cults and what their experience has been, because it sounds a lot to me. I just was watching a video about somebody who left a cult, and how it just reminds me of what's been going on the past couple of years with the lockdowns and whatnot. So, God bless, and thank you for listening.